Today is 5th September, the day we celebrate as Teachers' Day. A day of those great ones who are always behind our success directly or indirectly. So first of all, I would like to wish a very happy Teachers' Day to all my listeners today. Somebody has rightly said that the whole art of teaching is only the art of awakening the natural curiosity of young minds for the purpose of satisfying it afterwards. And today's episode is dedicated to all those teachers and gurus who have held me or even helping me today to learn the path of being self-sufficient, self-aware, and above all, understanding about the importance of self-love. Teachers and all gurus in the alternative healing community believe that we have the power within us to heal our bodies with our minds, with our thoughts, and through the beautiful feeling that we call self-love. Let me share an interesting fact about our body from the book The Secret. In this book, Bob Proctor, a philosopher, author, and coach, has shared that disease cannot live in a body that's in a healthy emotional state. Yes, you heard it right, my dear friends, that disease cannot live in a body that's in a healthy emotional state. Because your body is casting off millions of cells every second, and it's also creating millions of new cells at the same time. So you can imagine how important it is to have healthy thoughts. And while elaborating on this point, Dr. John Hegling in this book states that some parts of our body are literally replaced every day. Some may take few months and others a couple of years, which means that within a few years we have a brand new physical body. Isn't it amazing, my dear friends? And this amazing healing power we all share is rooted in the path of loving every single aspect of ourselves in the most intimate and cherishable way. And that is what we call as self-love. And friends, that's the topic of today's episode, where I will talk about what is self-love, how does it help in healing, and how can we enhance this power of self-love. Hello and welcome, my dear friends. You are tuned to my show, Heal and Win, the Healers Podcast. My name is Amit Kriplani and I am on my mission to help you identify the hidden healing powers within you, because I believe everyone is a healer. January 29, 1954. A girl born in a very poor family in Mississippi got abused in her childhood and had to struggle a lot in her formative years. Being a poor black girl in America in 1960s was hardly a recipe of mind-blowing success for her. Yet, she decided to work harder when she was in high school and trusted herself along with self-confidence, self-discipline, and self-love that ultimately got her success. While she was in high school, her style and emotional delivery won her position with a radio station in Nashville, and by the age of 19, she was a co-anchor for the local evening news channel. Her emotional and spontaneous delivery eventually led to her transfer to the daytime talk show arena, and after boosting a third-rated local Chicago talk show to first place, she launched her own production company. She was also an actor, producer, writer, and has topped the chart for many years for her famous talk show. Yes, by now most of you must have guessed that I am talking about none other than the Oprah Winfrey. While being poor, black, and female in rural Mississippi may have been facts of her early life, but she did not believe that those labels were the sum total of her existence. She has been the epitome of self-confidence, self-discipline, self-trust, and self-love. That has led to all successes and source of healing in her life. And she rightly said, "Be thankful for what you have. you will end up having more. And if you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. Isn't it, my dear friends? So I would like to take your attention to a very important aspect that you would agree, my dear friends, that our relationships with our family, friends, with our peers, relatives can be meaningful, but all too often are transitory. But there is only one person who is always there with you in life, and that is yourself. Okay, let's do one thing today. When you are listening to this episode, keep your hand on your heart and just observe the feelings flowing through it. Because that is where the heart chakra resides, that is the being of love. And to balance this heart chakra, breathing plays a critical role. So observe your breathing too. And friends, if you're driving, just feel it without distracting from the driving, because safety comes first. You know, few days ago, one of my friend called me, and during our discussion, I found that he has so many complaints about self. He has been ignoring the things he should be thankful for. And I realized that how much he lacks the self-love. We spoke for almost 45 minutes and he felt much better. And you would agree, my dear friends, that sometimes listening to someone can heal the person. Isn't it? In fact, listening is one of the key principles in any kind of healing. Don't you think that this is what happens with most of us? That sometimes we start blaming, we start criticizing self, hurting self, and don't want to accept self as we are. And yes, it could be due to any reasons or experiences in the past or any situations we are in present. Correct? Hence, throughout our life, it is our choice whether this relationship with ourselves should be confrontational or unpleasant, or should it be a beautiful relationship filled with self-love. In fact, when people lack self-love, they open themselves up to all sorts of negative issues, negative thoughts, and that may lead to negative actions. And these negative actions also leads to a lot more stress in your body. And we know, my dear friends, that this can cause all forms of physical ailments and could also be a main cause of psychosomatic ailments. People who don't believe they deserve to be healthy and happy, their minds provide them with illnesses they subconsciously think they deserve. So if you have any such feelings, like feeling of self-doubt, lots of stress, feeling of being withdrawn, feeling of untrustworthiness, or even cultivating the eating disorders, it could be due to lack of self-love. It means, friends, that you need to take the conscious action to share love with yourself. But here I would like to congratulate to all those people and would like to celebrate for all those friends who are not prey to these kind of symptoms, because it means that you are taking vital and mindful actions, my dear friends, to create a magic in your life, and you are able to heal yourself with the magic of love. And you would agree, my dear friends, that self-love is the key for a happy life, and it insists you to think that if you can't love someone you live with 24/7 by 365 for your entire life, how can you expect anyone else to love you? It is like an account of give and take, my dear friends, and we all know, as you sow, so shall you reap. So keep sharing love, you will get love. Keep blessing, you will be blessed. Keep forgiving, and you will be forgiven. And as I stated earlier, while you are listening to this episode today, keep noticing your feelings in your heart along with breathing pattern. Also, you may pick one person who has hurt you and start sharing this feeling of love with him or her, and you can feel the magic. Your self-esteem is made up of your thoughts, your feelings and opinions of yourself, and reflects your own worth and health. Thus, it is important to note that true self-love is taking care of your own needs and treating yourself with compassion. In fact, Bhagavad Gita also teaches us that know yourself to be that immortal soul and be one with that supreme. Once you are able to do that, then you shall feel yourself to be part and parcel of that universal self that we call God, which actually is the infinite love. Isn't it so beautiful, my dear friends? Just like a drop of sugarcane juice tastes the same as that of whole juice, so is the case with us. We are a spark of that universal soul, who is the source of infinite love. So once you are able to experience that, your life too shall be full of love with no pains. But remember, my dear friends, that self-love is not selfishness. It is not conditional. Self-love is not about vanity. It's not being defensive. Rather, it's about compassion. It's about facing your fears. Above all, it's about self-discipline. Because it makes so much sense that when you discipline yourself, you are able to do the things that are good for you. And that is what is loving yourself. In essence, you are creating a safe environment for yourself to actually flourish. And you cannot do that without self-discipline, because discipline says, endure the pain of sacrifice now so that you can enjoy the fruits tomorrow. In fact, I also believe that I am a human who is work in progress and always learning, and as long as I keep working on self, I'll continue to improve and heal myself. There have been many situations in my life too when I felt dejected, I felt cheated, worthless and whatnot. But working on self continuously has always kept me going. Okay, now let's see how all this works. When you look deep enough, you can see exactly how our bodies are shaped by our consciousness, by our decisions, beliefs and intentions. Our breath is our main channel of life energy that guides us how we meet and merge with the physical universe. And that's the reason, my dear friends, I asked you to keep your hand on your heart and see, how are you feeling today? How is your breathing pattern? You may notice that when you are living a life full of stress and fear, you may barely be breathing and not trusting life. And that may lead to lots of stress and anxiety. Eventually, your body cannot take the intensity, thus breaks down and becomes diseased, which means it stops being at ease. Do you really think that that's the life you want? I don't think so, my dear friends, because I really feel very positive about you. Thus, for healing self, it's essential to learn how to connect to your breath, to nature, and with the 5 key elements that are air, fire, water, earth, and spirit around you, if you are sincere about healing yourself. In fact, for last few months, I have also adopted such a routine where I have been able to connect to all these and improved my health by upgrading my thoughts. I'm now better in managing my pains, anger and stress, and I believe you can also do it. Let me tell you, friends, that this life is a physical and metaphysical ride we are on. We need to understand how simple it is to manifest the things we desire if we want to truly enjoy it completely. It's important to understand that thoughts are energy with specific frequency, and we all know that energy follows thoughts. Now you must be wondering how to do all this, how to generate this self-love, how to change our thoughts. Okay, let's assume yourself as a radio station. Are you ready? Now tune your internal radio station to a certain channel. Change the station of your thinking pattern to a more healing frequency, and you would find that highest broadcast is one where you feel lightness, where you feel joy, freedom, love, unity, and even authenticity. And from playing the thoughts you find on these stations, you are broadcasting feelings of healing throughout the body from the radio tower in your brain. In fact, we are a psycho-emotional organism where our emotional, mental, and physical body are deeply interlinked. When one aspect is transformed, it impacts the others as well, and you start healing yourself. And you already know, my dear friends, that our mind is like a database of thoughts that could be negative or positive. And if you think in positive terms, you will attract what you will attract. Yes, the positive energy. Thus, you would agree, my dear friends, that the outcome will be according to what you process, because we become what we think about. This may not be very easy, my dear friends, as it may take 3 days to 3 weeks to even 3 months or even several years for the change to happen. But it will all depend on your willingness to let go of control and resistance to love and allow in all the loving, healing feelings you can give to yourself. Because, my dear friends, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. The more you love yourself, the healthier you will be and more energy you will instantly feel. You will know you are healing self, as you will naturally feel more energized, alive, and happier as you continue to bathe yourselves to the healing energy of self-love. But at this moment, I would like to insist on one important point that you need to remember is self-love is different from narcissism, because narcissism means being absorbed in yourself to the point where it is just you and you stop caring for others. Emotions of others are meaningless to you and you just think about yourself. So be very, very careful, my dear friends, because such situations may lead to no love in your heart and you start losing bond to people close to you, which is very, very dangerous. Thus, be mindful that self-love is about love, connection, a state of appreciation, compassion, and acceptance that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. By now, you might be thinking that self-love is a case of you either have it or you don't have it. But luckily, my dear friends, even psychologists insist that it is something you can learn. And for that, let me share 8 key actions for you to pamper yourself with self-love. Are you ready with your pen and paper? Okay. First, become mindful of what you think, feel, want, and who you are. Because what God intended for you goes far beyond anything you can imagine. Second, act on what you need rather than what you want. And by staying focused on what you need, you turn away from automatic behavior patterns that get you into trouble, keep you stuck in the past, and lessen self-love. Third, practice good self-care. Yes, nourish yourself daily through healthy activities like sound nutrition, the exercise that you can do, proper sleep, Laugh aloud, as I mentioned in my first episode. Spend time with nature and be thankful. Start writing about the things you are grateful for on daily basis. This will surely change your life. Fourth, set boundaries. Say no to work, love, or activities that deplete or harm you physically, emotionally, and spiritually, or express poorly who you are. Because if you tend to keep ignoring it, it's not going to serve you in any manner. In fact, it may impact you adversely. So, as you become more clear about who you really are, you will be better able to decide what is best for you the first time around. Fifth, protect yourself by bringing right people into your life. Stay away from frenemies. Yes, you heard it right, frenemies. The type of friends who take pleasures in your pain and loss rather than in your happiness and success. You already know, my dear friends, what to do with such kind of people. Yes, get rid of them. Don't let people talk you into what they think is you. Sixth, forgive yourself. We all know that there are no failures, because if you have learned and grown from your mistakes, there are only lessons learned. So no need to punish yourself. You must forgive yourself and turn your wounds into wisdom. Seventh, live intentionally. Start living with purpose and design. You will be able to start accepting and loving yourself more, irrespective of what is happening in your life. So create the highest, grandest vision possible for your life, because you become what you believe. And last but not the least, write down or listen to the positive affirmations that generates the feeling of love. And to help you further on this journey, I have recorded some self-love affirmations on my YouTube channel that can help you heal yourself. And you can find the link in the show description that you can go and listen to it after listening to this episode. And if you choose even one or two of these self-love actions that I just talked about, you will begin to accept and love yourself more. And that will be a moment, my dear friends, that you can celebrate. And if you exercise all the actions, you will allow and encourage others to express themselves in the same way. So the more self-love you have for self, the better prepared you are for self-healing. Even more, you will start attracting people and circumstances to you that support your well-being. So today, think for a while where you stand in terms of self-love, and just close your eyes and just say, I accept myself completely here and now, and I love myself as I am. Because loving yourself is the greatest revolution, and I am there with you in this journey, my dear friends. So have unshakable faith in yourself to become everything you want to be, because love is the great miracle to cure, and loving self works as miracle to heal self and others. Well, I care for you, my dear friends, and trust that you too care for your nears and dears one. So share your love by sharing the podcast link with them so that they can also get little benefit out of it. Because sharing is caring, and caring is happiness. Just try it. And this way, you will also join my movement of healing all around us. Thank you for listening, my dear friends, and keep smiling until we meet again in my next episode. Stay blessed and keep spreading love and happiness to heal yourself and others. And yes, if you have any questions, any comments, or you want to share any expectations, any views, feel free to drop me an email at healandwin.ak@gmail.com. Keep sharing your love and blessings by subscribing to my podcast by clicking follow button on the page so that you don't miss my new episodes. With love, your friend and healer Amit Kriplani signing off. Love you all. God bless you.